We live on a planet that's mostly water, but it's pretty wild that we know more about the surface of the moon than we do about the bottom of our own oceans. So today, let's take a journey into that big unknown, from the sunlit surface all the way down to the mysterious abyss, to explore the single largest habitat on Earth. But before we meet all the incredible creatures, let's just take a second to appreciate the sheer scale of their home. This isn't just a big body of water. It's a massive, three-dimensional world that makes anything on land look tiny. Its size and its depth create environments that are more alien and more extreme than we can even imagine. So just how big are we talking? Well, over 71% of our planet's surface is covered by oceans. There's a reason we call it the blue planet. And get this, an estimated 80% of all life on Earth is found under the waves. That means the vast majority of living things on our planet aren't walking around on land with us. They're in the ocean. So far, we've identified over 250,000 marine species. But here's the really mind-blowing part. Scientists think there could be millions, literally millions, more species out there, totally unknown to us, just waiting to be discovered. All right. Let's start our descent right at the very top, the sunlit zone. This is where most of the life we're familiar with really thrives. But what's the fundamental engine that powers this whole massive world? The answer? Well, it might not be what you think. It's a huge question, right? But the answer is actually microscopic. The entire incredibly complex food web of the ocean starts with something you can't even see with your own eyes. It all comes down to plankton. On one side, you've got phytoplankton, these tiny plant-like organisms that are pretty much the true lungs of our planet. Through photosynthesis, they produce between 50 and 80% of the oxygen we breathe. Then on the other side, you have zooplankton, which are tiny little animals that eat the phytoplankton. They become the first critical meal in the ocean's huge food web. Okay, so we've got our foundation. Now let's see what's built on top of it. As we move down into the shallower depths, we find a total explosion of diversity. It's like a collection of bustling underwater neighborhoods. I mean, just look at the sheer variety here. You have everything from ancient reptiles like these graceful sea turtles to incredibly intricate little fish like the seahorse. It's a whole spectrum of life, from mammals and mollusks to crustaceans. And just think about all the different forms life can take. You've got the ethereal, almost alien shape of a jellyfish pulsing through the water, right alongside the powerful intelligence of a social mammal like the dolphin. The creativity of evolution is just on full display. Now, if there's one neighborhood that is more crowded and more vibrant than any other, it has to be the coral reef. They're called the rainforests of the sea for a very good reason. They cover less than 1% of the ocean floor, but they support a staggering 25% of all marine species. But this paradise is unbelievably fragile. See, as our atmosphere changes, the ocean absorbs more CO2, and that makes the water more acidic. You combine that with rising temperatures, pollution, and destructive fishing, and the whole system is put under immense stress. And the most visible sign of this stress is something called coral bleaching. When the water gets too warm, the corals get stressed out, and they literally kick out the colorful algae that they depend on for food. They turn bone white, and if that stress continues, they starve and die, leaving behind a ghost town. All right, let's continue our descent. As the light starts to fade, we're entering the midwater, the twilight zone. This is the open ocean, a realm of giants and mysterious ghostly lights. Out here, you find the real titans. The blue whale is the largest animal known to have ever existed on Earth. To give you a sense of scale, its heart is about the size of a small car. And then you have sharks. These ancient predators have been patrolling these waters for over 400 million years. That's long before the dinosaurs ever showed up. As we go deeper and the sunlight completely vanishes, a new kind of light starts to appear, bioluminescence. This is life creating its own light, a chemical reaction that turns the pitch-black darkness into a galaxy of living stars. But why waste energy making light in the total darkness? Well, it's all about survival. It's like a multi-tool. A glowing lure can attract an unsuspecting meal. A sudden flash of light can startle a predator, buying you precious seconds to escape. And in that endless dark, a unique light pattern is the perfect way to find a mate. And now for the final frontier of our journey. We are entering the abyss. Down here, the pressure is absolutely crushing, the temperature is near freezing, and there is zero sunlight. It is one of the most extreme environments on Earth. You'd think nothing could survive down here, but life always finds a way. And the creatures of the abyss are wonderfully bizarre. You've got the famous anglerfish with its own built-in glowing fishing rod. There are ghost fish with transparent bodies for the ultimate camouflage. And crawling on the seafloor, you have giant isopods, creatures that look like they've walked straight out of a sci-fi movie. Okay, as we begin our ascent back to the surface, let's bring all this together. Every single zone we visited, from the sunlit reefs to the dark abyss, is all interconnected, and it's all profoundly impacted by what happens up here, in our world. This entire hidden world, from top to bottom, is under threat from our activities. Plastic bags are mistaken for food, fishing nets entangle anything and everything, and the constant noise from shipping can drown out the sounds that animals rely on to navigate and communicate. The entire system is under enormous pressure. So why does all this matter so much to us on land? Because it's a food source for billions of people. Its unique biodiversity could hold the keys to new medicines. It regulates our climate. And hey, remember the phytoplankton? It generates the very oxygen we breathe. The ocean isn't some separate world. It is essential to our own survival. And even after all of this, the ocean still holds endless surprises that challenge our very understanding of life itself. Just consider the octopus. 3 hearts, blue blood, and an intelligence so profound it's like meeting an alien mind. It's a powerful reminder of how much wonder is still down there, waiting to be understood and protected. We've explored the known, but the great mystery of the ocean is still the unknown. And that brings us to a final, crucial question to think about. Why is it so important that we protect the millions of species we haven't even discovered yet?